All right, welcome everybody to our roundtable discussion amongst the winners of the top 5 diversity champions. First and foremost, a very, very big congratulations to all of you for winning this award because it is a testament to your commitment for driving successful DNI programs in your organization by providing vision, leadership, legitimacy, and executional prowess. We feel privileged that we have you with us today to share your insights on how other companies and other leaders can also drive successful DNI programs and initiatives so that together we can accelerate women's careers. It is especially noteworthy to win this award during a year like 2020, when companies started shifting their focus to goals like survival and sustainability and felt that they could not really focus on diversity goals. It is obvious that you ensured they did not move the eye from the needle and keep working to accelerate women's careers, especially during a time when it's needed the most, when women had started dropping out of the workplace in alarming numbers. For those who are viewing the roundtable discussion, please use the Q&A feature to drop in your questions. We will try and keep some time at the end of the discussion to take your questions as well. Let's first start with a round of introductions by each of our esteemed panelists. It will be great if each one of you can state your name, designation, company name, and also answer one introduction question, which is, why are you personally so passionate about building diversity in your company? Let me start. Hi everyone, my name is Neha Bagaria and I'm the founder and CEO of Jobs for Her. It's been something that we have been toiling on for the last 6 years. And the reason that I'm so passionate about building diversity in my organization, Jobs for Her, and of course in the rest of India, is because I agree with Hillary Clinton when she said that women are the largest reservoir of untapped talent in the world. And I feel that the only way India can take its rightful place on the map is by harnessing this talent, this pool of talent, which lies in women. And there are huge challenges that are required to be solved. And if we don't work on solving them, then we will never be able to harness this potential. I will go around the room and have all our panelists introduce themselves as well. Suraj, could you go first, please?
Thank you very much. Suraj Chetri. I was one of the founding board members of Airbus Global IND board. And my day-to-day job is human resources in India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, and Maldives. I'm passionate about building diversity, not because women in a corporate setting can translate to increased productivity, greater innovation, better products, better decision making, higher employee retention, satisfaction. But I'm passionate because now I'll have to go into a little bit of a story. Once upon a time, when I started my career long ago, a wise man told me, if you are not wise, then you are otherwise. And the only thing that you can do is surround yourself with wise women, and you will see the magic and change happening around you, within organizations. And at Airbus, I have seen this really happen. With the 80% diverse HR team that we have here, our mantra and our eyes are set on reaching 24%. And it's small steps like this that make us successful. And I'll talk about a little bit more about the small steps probably later during the session. Back to you, Neha.
Great. And now if we move to the third part, which is another very, very key focus area at Jobs for Her, when it comes to how do we get more women at the top. Because what we've realized is that, and like in our journey of working with so many different companies, we've definitely realized that when there are more women who are reaching leadership levels, they end up creating huge amount of change within organizations. Okay, when it comes to the kind of policies the organization has, the networking rules, the workplace culture, etc. So the idea is that what can be done in order to get more women to join companies at leadership levels, and also to kind of break and shatter that glass ceiling that so many women face in companies. So, Suraj, would you like to talk a little bit about this whole journey of starting from the beginning to getting that woman to rise to that leadership level?
I think first and foremost, it's very important to understand you have to get these women into the organization, which basically means you'll have to have a specific program where you can identify these people early in their career. So something like we have at Airbus, which we call iJet, and it's basically International Junior Elevation Program. So people who've spent about 3 years within the organization, put them into a fast track, move them into the parent organization, because what happens is the moment you get into a parent organization, the visibility becomes much larger, the opportunities become much larger. So that takes care of the input side of it. And then on the output, where you're talking about, when they reach a particular level, what we try to do within the organization is, of course, we do all the stuff about having a buddy system, a support, internal community to help them. But we also set specific guidelines of when we are doing promotions through assessment centers, we have an X percentage as a guideline that has to be diverse candidates. Over and above that, on all senior executive positions globally, when we do the succession plan, there has to be someone who's a woman that then works with this executive. And we have a plan of about 3 to 5 years where they can mature and make sure, because it's in the KPIs of these senior leaders, that they groom them up to take higher responsibility, probably there or elsewhere. You know, Dipali has been threatening me. I thought it's not personal that she's calling me a giant. Probably I should go a little lower so that, my whole body doesn't show there. But I think this whole process around the whole idea of how can we look at, an industry or an organization that does respect diversity is not like a 2020. Neha referred to a 2020 awards this year. It's not like a T20, but it's more like a test match. And I know someone comes from Ahmedabad, not like that test match that finished in 2 days, but it's a longer duration test match. And what happens is, for folks who want to know, like us who started late, it's just been a couple of years, you need to get people understand what's happening in the industry first, and that's what we did. Understand what the women that want to come into the industry want, understand what your internal women want, and then if you have the ecosystem within, great. Otherwise, work with great people like Neha and her team so that they can take you on the journey moving forward. So, and it's a slow process. Of course, I didn't talk about the Fly Again program. Let Manish, my friend, talk about Drive at that time. But even there, we realized that you have to tailor make it. L&D, getting these women in, you have to make tailor-made programs for each and every one of them. You can't just, it may work in larger organizations, but I can tell you from my experience, I've seen it not work, because every individual, you have to make a specific tailored program for them to grow according to their expectations. And that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work on HR. And as long as you don't have the support of business, you don't have the partnership of business, you don't have this gender sensitization, they start thinking it's a waste of time. And that's where HR comes in. And that's where the importance of HR is in organizations.